My Instant Pot chicken biryani comes out so flavorful every single time and so easy to make. Let's get started. We're going to start by putting our pressure cooker on saute mode on high for about 35 minutes, but it has to preheat. So while it's doing that, we can cut our veggies. So I'm going to start by slicing half of a large onion. Then I'm going to chop some tomatoes, peel a potato, and then that way all of this will be done before we start cooking. And then I'll make the cooking process so much easier and stress free. I'm just gonna cut the stems off of a couple of green chilies, and then I'm gonna slice a lemon. I'm gonna squeeze that at the end. And that's pretty much most of my prep work is already done, and the pressure cooker's still not heated up yet. So we can go ahead and rinse our rice. In the meantime, I'm doing 2 cups of Stella basmati rice. This is my favorite rice brand. And another thing I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna portion out my yogurt and whisk it, and then leave it on the counter to come to room temperature. This will prevent curdling when we add it to the salad or the curry. You want to wash your rice extremely well. This will prevent sticking when it cooks. By now, our pusher for this should be heated up. So I'm going to add some oil and then I'm going to add my onions and I'm going to saute those until they're very golden brown. The more brown you get them, the more flavor you're going to have. So using this släppi sittflamme and then stir them intermittently until they look like this. Then I'm going to add some ginger and garlic paste and then I'm going to saute that until it no longer smells raw. Then I'm going to add my chopped tomatoes and I want to let these simmer until they're very soft, a good 5 minutes or so. Then once they look like this, I'm gonna add my chicken breast. I cut it into small pieces, but it would cook faster. Then I'm gonna add some biryani masala. Now this masala does not have any salt or red chili, so I'm gonna add some of that as well, in addition to some garam masala. If you're using a masala packet, only use half of it and don't add any additional salt or red chili because it has it in it already. So once I was happy with my seasonings, I started to saute them down into the masala. And then I added my whisked yogurt and then I sauteed that down as well until the curry was nice and thick. And then I added 1 potato, and of course, you can skip this if you don't want potatoes in it. Stir everything really well, and then we can add a washed and drained rice and then give it another stir. And then you want to measure your water very precisely. I'm adding exactly 2 cups of water here. And then I got a little paranoid that I didn't add enough salt, so I added an additional half a teaspoon of salt, and I'm glad that I did that because the flavor was really good. Mix everything very well, add your green chili and a squeeze of lemon, and then we're gonna add the lid, and then we're gonna pressure cook this on below setting for 12 minutes. That's the perfect amount of time for rice. It does take some time, but once it's fully pressurized, it will start to count down from the time that you set, and then it'll start actually releasing the steam, which is what you want here. Don't manually release the pressure, just let it do its thing, and when the lid is giving you no more resistance, you can lift it. I added some chopped cilantro and immediately bed in.